tell me how to pronounce your name properly. I don't want to get it wrong.
Yara, Yara, Yara. Kind of has like that Latin flair to it. So,
Well, I get Estrada and Lowe. That's pretty easy, right?
yes.
It's a really good title. I liked it. Was there a struggle to call it Demise, or did you have it in mind the whole time?
No, I actually didn't have it for months after I wrote the first draft.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just kind of didn't want to put anything there until something came to mind. And yeah, I don't know, the word just sort of popped up in my mind and it sort of captured everything that the movie was about in a way. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm a huge fan of the late 80s and 90s and into the 2000s, all those really solid erotic thriller dramas that had twists and turns. I'm guessing
mm,
that was your inspiration for writing this?
yes, yes, absolutely. I love all those films, Fatal Attraction, Slither, Sleeping with the Enemy, my favorite genre for sure.
Yeah. What about the, we could have called it maybe the demise that rocks the cradle, or indecent demise, fatal demise, basic demise. There's all those
Right?
titles. I love
For
that.
sure.
When you were writing this movie, was there any boundaries? Because it seemed like the characters really were full on, going to different levels of insanity at times. Did you have all that in mind, or as you wrote, did you sort of expand it even more?
Yeah, as I wrote little by little, just various things started unraveling that really enticed me to go in those directions. And so I thought, what better way than just to go full force with it. And um, it was interesting because like as I was writing it, I sort of created these characters that take a lot of risks.
Yeah.
And it's by their actions, all of their actions drive them to do these crazy things. So, yeah, I was inspired.
Do you have a cameo in the film? Are you at like the block party or anything like that?
I don't, but a lot of people don't know this. My husband has a cameo. He's not even an actor, but crazy enough, he was like the right person for this role. He was the doctor in the hospital scene, not the evil doctor, the other.
Oh,
Yeah, so sort of.
wow. So your husband was the doctor that, and we're allowed to do spoilers here. Your
Okay.
doctor was that your husband's the doctor that came and gave the bad news.
Yes.
Wow.
Hmm.
Well, that's cool. Well, maybe you should
It was so fun.
keep putting him in
So
your movies now. He might get a SAG card.
absolutely. Now I'm like, you have to have a cameo in all the movies to come.
Definitely. Do you think that, I mean, cheating is just something that's probably been happening since the start of time, I'm assuming. But do you think it's worse now and more sneaky when it comes to cheating with apps and digital technology trying to hide things?
Yes, for sure. I mean, I think back then, women or the men would find clues like physical clues, and now everything's digital and it's everything you'd ever want to find out. It's usually on the cell phone. So that's why I kind of had that scene where when she discovers what he was doing was on his phone.
Yeah, and I mean, he even changed the code, which is a pretty good indicator, right?
Yes.
Now, Vogue is featured and spoke about in the movie. You're also on Rodeo Drive, like there's that scene with the signs.
Mhm.
Were they permitted, or were you allowed to put them in just as part of the story? Vogue, in particular, gets quite a heavy mention.
Yes. I learned, well, my husband's an entertainment lawyer, and I learned that anything is fair game as long as you're not using that brand to leverage money or, to
Yep.
leverage your story or, in those sort of ways. It's all fair game. And yes, we are a low budget indie film, but we actually filmed on Rodeo Drive. And it was like a dream come true. I didn't think that was going to happen when I wrote that scene. I just thought, what are the chances that we're going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
I'm like, I might live 20 minutes away from there, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I stuck it in there anyways. And, our production team, we pulled it off. So,
Yeah, well, was it Rogue? Did you get permission to
yes,
film on the street?
I did. Yes, I
Oh,
got
great.
permission, had permits. And thankfully, because within 1 minute, the cop on the motorcycle comes up, and then my DP had the permit ready. He's like, here it is.
Oh, that's
So,
fantastic.
mhm.
The casting, I mean, I think it was Nicole and Robin that did the casting. How involved were you, or did you already have people in mind to play the leads?
I had nobody in mind. Our other producer, Michael Metcalf, introduced me to Robin and Nicole, and we're all discussing about how to tackle this because, I wanted top tier talent, but, couldn't necessarily afford any of the huge names, if we wanted. But it didn't
Yeah,
even matter to me because I was like, I just want to tell the story and I need the right actors to tell the story. And crazy enough, like out of the three characters, it was just such a nail biter in finding the right one because I thought if one of them can't pull this off, the whole thing's gonna
no.
flop. It's just, you know, and so yeah, we went through the whole audition process and I was part of every step of the way. So
Yeah, yeah. I'll ask you about a couple of the actors in a second, but as an indie film and a producer and being there every step of the way, since you started it and now it's been made, what was the process? Was it a couple of years? Was it longer? How long did it evolve?
yeah, so from start all the way to the release, I would say all in all, it's a 3-year run, which is relatively fast. Usually it can
Yeah,
take a lot longer, especially for a directorial debut where nobody knows you. So all the challenges happen right at the beginning when it's your first film out the gate. But yeah, we just hung in there and got distribution, and now it's this year having its international release. So
it must make you excited to know that eyeballs from around the world are going to see a little indie movie that you made.
yes, oh my gosh, a dream come true.
I love Liz. I thought Liz as Celine was perfect casting. They all were, but in particular, because she had to change her style. I know we have like a twin in there as well, but I thought Liz was quite significant and to really memorizing some of those lines that she had to have were quite difficult, I would assume.
Right, yes, she's such a phenomenal actress, and there's so much depth and in her acting, and she's just so interesting. Just everybody loves her. She's so great.
And Crystal's two parts. Now, did you direct her to be, like significantly different, or did you sort of just let it play along with what the script required?
It was a little bit of both. I definitely wanted them to be completely different. And the things that helped with that was getting her into different wardrobe when she was playing Fabiola opposed to
Yeah,
Fiona. Fabiola's makeup was a little softer and Fiona's makeup was a little bolder. So those small nuances helped with, defining each character. But yeah, it was very challenging. It's challenging for any actor to pull off playing twin characters, and I think she did a fantastic job. But yeah, we definitely worked at it and established all the little things, and she added her own little, subtle mannerisms within each character. So I love to see that.
oh yeah, you could tell, and the differences were quite minor at times, but also significant. And I loved Crystal's work. Yeah, it was good casting again.
Thank you.
And the evil doctor. I mean, I got worried for a second it was your husband, but no, you corrected that. His name's Richard. Like that. That's a pretty awful role, and then he comes back later on. Did
Yeah.
you know Richard, or was he another part of the casting process?
Yes, I didn't know Richard at all. And the thing that stood out with his audition was his voice.
Yeah,
And And I was like, ooh, even his look, is just so mysterious. And you don't know if he's like, it's like a blend between he seems nice, but he's really evil. And I was like, let's get him on a callback. And he nailed it. But I like his acting. He's very unpredictable on set. Every take of his was so different. So
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun.
Some movies, doesn't just have to be an indie movie, but some movies can be slow building, but yours hits the ground running. It starts with an orgasm. I mean, that's how you start your movie. So you get everyone's attention fast. That's a good move.
Absolutely. Thank you. I thought so.
So did you have a director's chair with your name on it? And what kind of director are you? Quiet, or did you walk around with a megaphone?
No megaphones. I started off many years as an actor, so I know exactly how they feel and what they're going through. And
Yeah,
so, yeah, I kind of like letting my actors have space and be comfortable and be able to have that freedom to just go there, whatever moments you feel like you want to play out in your way. I feel like I like giving them room to do that, because the moment I try to, nitpick or just constantly try and fix everything, then you lose the magic, right? You're just there trying to capture that magic. So um
yeah, true.
I just
Uh,
try to keep a very calm set if at all possible.
why was this your first movie? Have you been writing some other screenplays? Have you got other ones maybe in mind? But why did you want to kick off your director career with this film, Demise?
Yes, actually, the film that I wrote before this, it's called Epic Love. It's a romantic comedy,
Okay.
and yeah, I spent many years trying to get that film made. And the struggle with that film is that genre is so mainstream that for those movies to succeed, you need like, a studio or our name and this and that. And the budget was so big, and then that's why it still has yet to be made. But I thought, noirs are gritty, and I think I can pull this off on a low budget and find great talent, and I think we can manage. So that's
Yeah.
why Demise is my directorial. Yeah.
Well, to finish it off, have you, with inclusion and different heritage of yourself, have you found it a struggle in your business, or have you had like a free flowing run in your professional business? Because sometimes, barriers can come up just because of your heritage or whatever it might be.
Oh, absolutely. There's less than 1% of Latinas in the United States that are directors and are working directors. And I think that it's just one of those things like, I don't fit the type, and someone looks at me like, you're a writer director, like they don't really believe me.
Well, look, to me, you do. You just have to talk to you for 5 minutes, and people will realize, I think.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just a struggle, in general, and definitely for a woman like me. I mean, I didn't go to film school. I didn't have all the luxuries that other people maybe have had. I had to learn how to make films just by hopping on other people's film sets, and that's how
Yeah.
I learned how to direct. And it was the greatest gift though, because the best way to learn is by doing. So, yeah.
Well, I am stoked that I was allowed to watch your movie and get to know you. I'm looking forward to what's coming up next. Is there a
Yep.
Demise sequel? Are we going to have like a third, a triplet coming to the action?
I am writing Demise Part 2 as we speak.
Whoa.
So more twists and turns are yet to come.
You got to bring back your husband, that's for sure.
Yes.
All right. Well, congratulations. It's a struggle to get any movie made and released, as I mentioned, and it's just a pleasure to talk to you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, Shane. Thanks for having me.